Nuggets fired Mike Malone. I mean, they also fired their GM, Calvin Booth, but Mike Malone! What is Denver doing? The NBA playoffs are quite literally right around the corner, and the Denver Nuggets, they are 4th in the West right now. And it's not just a normal 4th seed. I mean, if anyone doesn't know, the Western Conference is insane right now, because basically the 3rd seed to the 8th seed have almost the same record. Depending on how this last week goes, the Denver Nuggets could be the 8th seed. And they fired Mike Malone a week before the playoffs? No, I'm sorry, man. This doesn't make any sense. This does not make any sense. Say whatever you want about Mike Malone. Say whatever you want about the Denver Nuggets. Number one, he is their most winningest coach in franchise history. They literally won a championship 2 years ago. I completely understand that there are some games that have happened this season where the Nuggets probably should have won it, but there are also some games where they didn't have their best players, like Jamal Murray. Jamal has had an ankle injury. In fact, it might be even worse than the Nuggets initially thought. We're not even sure if the guy's gonna even be back for the playoffs. This is just not a good look for the organization. I mean, the GM, okay, fine. I mean, like, there is some reason to be mad at the GM for this. I mean, after all, you have one of the greatest players that we've probably ever seen right now in Nikola Jokic, who has yet to play with another all-star on his team. And that's no disrespect to Jamal Murray. We all know what Jamal does when the playoffs comes around, but during the regular season, he's not really like that. Jokic, on the other hand, is like that. In fact, he's an MVP 3 times right now. Hopefully he'll get a 4th. But I can't imagine what this move does to Jokic. I can't imagine how the dude feels right now. Because for the Nuggets to fire their GM and head coach, I don't think Jokic knew about this. I mean, hell, if LeBron James didn't know that the Lakers were trading for Luka Doncic, then I don't think Jokic knows about this. Mike Malone is easily one of the best head coaches in the entire league. He has a championship pedigree. Now, if Jamal Murray doesn't come back, at least early on in the playoffs, then no, I don't think the Denver Nuggets have a legitimate chance of getting very far. But if he comes back, then yes, Denver is going to be a threat. You have the best player on the planet in Nikola Jokic, and you have one of the better playoff performers that we have seen in recent years in Jamal Murray. Statistically speaking, Jamal shows up. He levels up in the playoffs. He becomes a beast. You've got those two playing together. They're always going to have a chance. But not having their head coach anymore, that same guy that was able to coach them through to the NBA Finals, eventually winning a championship, I just don't see how this makes any sense. And I have to go back to that point about Jokic not having any other all-stars around his team. With the Nuggets doing this, what do you think Jokic is thinking right now? How much longer do you think he's really going to be willing to put aside his own, pride and hell, even his prime, to just not have a good enough team against the rest? I mean, let's call it like it is. The Denver Nuggets are great because of Jokic. They have really nice players, please don't get me wrong, but Jokic elevates them. Jokic has that very rare ability that the best of the best players have possessed, like LeBron James. He makes even the worst players around him better. But you have to wonder at the same time how much Jokic has thought about having another all-star on his team to play with. I mean, sure, he has, again, Jamal Murray in the playoffs. He's great. But during the regular season, he's not really helping as much with the load. Michael Porter Jr. is very inconsistent. He's very up and down. Same thing with Aaron Gordon to an extent. And then you've got Russell Westbrook, who, again, I think has been more of an addition than a subtraction for the Nuggets, but he still has those classic Westbrook-isms of, kind of doing too much, kind of overdoing things instead of simplifying. I mean, we've already had quite a few examples this season of Westbrook kind of doing too much when he shouldn't. But it goes back to my point that Jokic, never in his career has he ever played with another all-star. And now that the GM for the Nuggets has been fired, I think that's a message saying, hey, we need to get this man some help. This dude is clearly one of the greatest players to ever play the game, and we need to get him the support that he needs to maximize his greatness and his prime. So by firing the GM, I can understand that perspective, but firing Mike Malone? As a person, it's clear as day that Mike Malone is a very strong, hard-nosed dude that backs up his players all the time. From what I understand, he's very beloved by the entire team. He won't sugarcoat anything with you. He'll tell you exactly how it is. And with the Denver Nuggets right now being 47-32, I don't think they've had a bad season. I mean, again, they've had some highs, they've had some lows, but that doesn't really fall on him. His team has had some injury issues. His team isn't 100% healthy. They can't perform at their absolute best. I mean, this move just makes no sense. Mike Malone, as far as I'm concerned, is one of the best coaches in the entire league. He's constantly proven proven that. For the last 3-4 years, the Denver Nuggets have been winning. Again, they won a championship 2 years ago. I know they lost somewhat disappointingly last season, but look, it happens. I think this move, as crazy as it is, I think it's going to have much bigger repercussions and much bigger ripple effects towards Nikola Jokic. There's no telling how the guy's going to feel about losing his head coach. And if the Nuggets don't start making the right moves now, I guess with head coach and with also getting some talent, some big talent around Jokic, I wouldn't be surprised if he starts trying to force his way out. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would do that, but with a move like this, with a move like unexpectedly firing his head coach, nothing is off the table. Please let me know in the comments what you think about all this. And until next time, peace.